Hello, welcome to my channel guys. As you probably know, the vast majority of 4th gen boy groups have made little to no noise whatsoever in comparison to girl groups. Of course there are exceptions, groups like TXT, ENHYPEN, Stray Kids, ATEEZ, The Boys and NCT who are pretty famous both domestically and internationally and have several achievements under their belt. But the truth is, most people will probably not be able to name more than a couple of boy groups that debuted in the last 2 years. But why is that? Why do 4th gen boy groups seem to always fly under the radar aside from a few successful ones when girl groups are much more talked about and much more successful even if they don't come from big companies? In this video I will try to analyze a few possible reasons for this shift in interest that is currently happening. This is not a video intended to discredit boy groups and call them flops, because at the end of the day, even if they don't chart well and aren't super talked about, a lot of these boy groups still have loyal fan bases and good album sales, which is what matters for them to have an overall stable career. So we can still say some of them are overall doing decently, but still, we can't deny that girl groups are overshadowing boy groups lately. So let's try to find out what some of the possible reasons might be. Reason number 1. There is an astounding lack of variety when it comes to boy group concepts. It feels like they either do something cute or something dark. No boy group has had any interesting concept lately besides a couple of groups. Not to mention some groups who used to have very particular concepts like TXT and ENHYPEN also transitioned into something much more generic. Most boy groups either debut with something bright or with a bad boy concept. There's nothing original in comparison with groups such as Billie, Purple Kiss, IVE, LOONA, IDOL and NewJeans that all have a clear and distinct concept that definitely stands out and feels quite unique in the way it is represented. There are exceptions though. Some 4th gen boy groups do have pretty interesting concepts, groups like Kingdom, Only One Of, and ONEUS, but they're not that many compared to girl groups. Reason number 2. A very simple thing we have to consider is that no big company has debuted any boy group recently, the last big boy group debut probably being ENHYPEN's. On the other hand, some of the biggest companies have all debuted girl groups in the last couple of years. Groups like NMIXX, aespa, IVE, NewJeans and LE SSERAFIM all come from pretty relevant companies which definitely help them in getting noticed by the general public. And we also have Kep1er coming from an Mnet survival show. So we can say that the majority of boy groups just happen to debut under small companies and this definitely didn't make it easier for them to get attention from the general public. Reason number 3. Most K-pop stans are women and lately girl groups have been an inspiration for girls, especially in Korea. There are so many female idols that girls just look up to as role models, maybe dreaming of becoming idols just like them in the future. Lately girl groups' image has kinda shifted. Girl groups went from targeting a male-dominated public to targeting other girls just like them. Nowadays cute and sexy concepts aren't cute or sexy in a way that portrays female idols as potential girlfriends trying to appeal to their male fans. Nowadays if concepts are cute and sexy they are cute and sexy in an empowering way, showing the female idols freely expressing themselves and not just trying to appeal to guys. For example, there is such a big difference if you compare cute concepts from 2nd gen to cute concepts now. Try to compare cute concepts like Loveless or Girls' Generation to cute concepts like Weekly or STAYC. They just feel very different and you can tell that the target has shifted. So what I'm trying to say is, girls seem to be looking up to girl groups more and more and they are also starting to stan girl groups because they see themselves in these female idols. So girl group fandoms are no longer only male dominated. And because most K-pop stans are female, targeting females with your music and concepts will automatically make you more popular. Reason number 4. Girl groups used to be more popular with the general public while boy groups used to have more dedicated fandoms. But 4th gen girl groups are not only more popular with the general public compared to boy groups, they are also growing solid fandoms that can be as big as boy group fandoms. We see more and more girl groups selling super well just like only boy groups used to be able to do. And yes, boy groups usually still sell better, but it's pretty clear that girl groups are no longer only general public driven. They're also starting to have very strong fan bases. Just look at aespa, ITZY, IDOL, IVE, NewJeans, LE SSERAFIM and more. They all sell crazy amount of albums and they have solid and loyal fan bases, not just casual listeners. So I feel like slowly but steadily girl groups are starting to grow big fan bases and will stop only relying on the general public. Reason number 5. Choreographies going viral are definitely something that can bring groups a lot of popularity. Let's just think about choreos like ASAP, Tomboy, Lovedive, 11, Wannabe, After School, Ginga Minga or Next Level. They all went viral in the last couple of years and this contributes to the songs being more known. Unfortunately though, boy group choreos lack iconic moves that can be easily memorized and replicated. Boy group choreos don't necessarily have very catchy key points that get stuck in your head. Most of the moves are all complex and intricate and just don't stand out enough to go as viral as girl group choreos. Some exceptions can be choreos like NCT's Kick It or Stray Kids' Maniac which are pretty iconic and made the songs get even more popular. But most boy group songs don't have that, and they can struggle to go viral on social media, like TikTok for example. On the contrary, Girl groups just have iconic and catchy moves that you can remember and are easier to learn and replicate, making it so much easier for the songs to go viral and overall giving a popularity boost to the groups. Reason number 6. Some 4th gen boy groups that could have been very successful unfortunately never managed to make it big due to some circumstances, the biggest example being X1, whose career was ruined by the Produce scandal. A lot of the post-X1 groups could have also been much more popular if only X1 had not disbanded and all of the members got the chance to gain even more popularity. Post-X1 groups could have also been more successful if only their companies decided to debut them with more interesting concepts, but unfortunately they're making no noise, also because their companies are managing them like shit. So there are quite a few new groups like Gravity, BAE173, Unite, WeI, Drippin' and Mirek, groups that have post-X1 members, and these groups could have been much bigger, but things are unfortunately not going as well as we could have expected. Reason number 7. Obviously we know that boy groups tend to renew their contracts more often compared to girl groups, and I have to say that there are still too many active 2nd and 3rd gen boy groups for people to fully focus on the newer ones, whereas a lot of 2nd and 3rd gen girl groups have disbanded or became inactive. But then you have older boy groups still going strong, and I'm talking about SHINee, EXO, Monster X, Astro, SF9, 17, BTS, and groups like Big Bang and 2PM that just recently came back after long hiatuses, so people will obviously gravitate more towards them. Groups who have an already established career and are pretty famous instead of following a brand new boy group that comes from a small agency and isn't really doing anything new. Reason number 8. I mentioned earlier that boy groups usually have more loyal fandoms, and when I say loyal I really mean loyal. Most people in Korea are not multi-fandom at all. They only focus on one group and feel like they can only support them, or else it's like they're cheating on their faves. So a lot of these boy group stans in South Korea don't actually stan boy groups in general. They only support one, and see the others as competition. But they will still have no problem in streaming girl group music and casually following different girl groups. So this is overall detrimental for boy groups. In conclusion, boy groups might not be literally flopping because at the end of the day they have their loyal fan base that buys albums and streams, and that's what matters. But compared to girl groups, they kinda feel stagnant. It feels like girl groups are growing more and more under every aspect while boy groups are just there, existing, but not really evolving that much. I'm personally looking forward to new boy groups from the big three because I'm very much interested to see how their whole concept and sound will play out, and hopefully they will receive more attention compared to all of those boy groups that debut every week and unfortunately just fly under the radar. With that being said, thank you guys for watching. Feel free to let me know what you think down in the comments. Bye everyone. See you in the next video.